You text them, they reply. 3 days later, you suggest hanging out. They're so busy, but definitely soon. Then weeks pass, then months. And suddenly you realize this person you once told everything to, who knew your coffee order and your deepest fears, has simply drifted away. No fight, no closure, just silence. Welcome to the friendship fade, that uniquely modern form of loss where someone doesn't leave your life dramatically. They just stop showing up, and somehow that hurts even more than a fight would. But why? Why do people do this? And more uncomfortably, have you done this to someone else? Before we dive in, we sincerely ask you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and click the bell. We put our hearts into creating content that helps you understand yourself and others better, but we can only continue with your support. So thank you in advance. Every subscription truly matters to us. What is the friendship fade and why does it hurt? First, let's name what's happening. The friendship fade isn't ghosting. Not exactly. Ghosting is sudden disappearance. The fade is gradual withdrawal, slower responses, canceled plans. We should totally catch up. That never materializes. Psychologically, this ambiguity is torture. Your brain craves closure. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished situations occupy mental space. When someone ghosts you abruptly, it's painful but clear. When someone fades, you're stuck in limbo. Are they busy? Are they done with you? Should you reach out again, or are you being annoying? This ambiguity activates your anterior cingulate cortex, the same brain region that processes physical pain. Yes, this confusion literally hurts. And here's the cruel part. You start rewriting history. Were we ever really friends? Did I imagine our closeness? You question your judgment, your worthiness. One friendship fading can make you doubt all your relationships. The fade also violates an unspoken social contract. We tell children to use their words, but as adults, we model the opposite. We treat friendships as disposable, something you can just stop watering until it dies. And the person on the receiving end is left wondering what they did wrong, even when they did nothing wrong at all. So that's what it feels like. But here's the question that might make you uncomfortable. Why do people do this? What's going on in the fader's mind? And fair warning, you might recognize yourself here. Why do people choose silence over conversation? Let's be honest, sometimes you're not the ghosted, you're the ghoster. And it's not because you're cruel, it's because having that conversation feels impossible. Reason 1, conflict avoidance. Many of us were raised in environments where expressing needs or boundaries caused punishment or drama. Your nervous system learned that honesty equals danger. So when a friendship stops serving you, you don't say, "Hey, I need space," because your body remembers. That conversation could go badly. Reason 2, guilt. You feel bad for feeling differently. Maybe they still reach out with the same enthusiasm, but you've changed. You've outgrown the friendship, or your lives have diverged. Admitting this feels like saying you're not good enough anymore. So instead, you just become unavailable. You tell yourself you're being kind by not saying the hurtful truth. But here's what psychologists know. Ambiguity is actually crueler than honesty. The person you're fading on doesn't get to grieve and move on. They're stuck wondering. Reason 3, emotional labor exhaustion. Ending a friendship properly requires energy. You'd need to have a difficult conversation, manage their feelings, possibly deal with pushback or begging to stay friends. When you're already burned out, depleted, barely keeping your own life together, that feels like too much. So you choose the path of least immediate resistance, slow withdrawal. Reason 4, life just happened. Sometimes there's no deep reason. You moved cities, started a new job, had a baby, got depressed, and maintaining that friendship required energy you didn't have. It's not personal, it's triage. Your soul only had so much capacity, and something had to give. The problem? The person on the other end doesn't know which reason it is. They just know you're gone. Okay, so we've explored both sides. Now comes the practical part, the part that actually helps. Whether you're the fader or the faded, what do you actually do with this? Because understanding is nice, but you still have to live with this situation. What do you do about it? If you're being faded on, first, give yourself permission to grieve. This is a real loss. Don't minimize it with, "Well, we weren't that close," or "I'm being dramatic." Your pain is valid. Second, try the direct approach. Once, send a message. "Hey, I've noticed we haven't connected much lately. If you need space, that's totally okay. But I'd appreciate knowing rather than wondering." This gives them an opening for honesty. If they don't take it, that's your answer. Don't keep reaching out hoping they'll suddenly care again. You're not a plant that can thrive on crumbs of attention. If you're the one fading, please, for the love of emotional maturity, just say something. It doesn't have to be a big dramatic conversation. Even a text. I care about you, but I'm in a season where I need to focus inward. It's not about you. I'm just not available for friendship the way I used to be. Will it be uncomfortable? Yes. Will they maybe feel hurt? Possibly. But you know what's worse? Months of false hope and self-doubt. And here's something important for both sides. Friendships can have seasons. Not every friendship is meant to last forever, and that doesn't erase what it meant when it was alive. You can honor what was without forcing what isn't anymore. Sometimes people grow apart. Sometimes someone was a friend for a specific chapter of your life. That's okay. The problem isn't the ending, it's the dishonesty about the ending. So here's what I want you to take from this. If you're experiencing a friendship fade right now in either direction, you're not alone. It's one of the most common and least discussed forms of modern loss. To those being faded on, their silence is not a reflection of your worth. You are not too much, too needy, or too anything. You're simply dealing with someone who doesn't know how to be honest. To those doing the fading, your feelings are valid, but your silence is cowardly. Find the courage for one honest sentence. That person deserves better than vanishing. And to all of us, let's normalize saying, I need space, or this friendship isn't working for me anymore. With the same ease we say, let's hang out soon. Write in the comments, have you experienced the friendship fade? Were you the fader or the faded? What did you learn from it? I read every comment, and your stories create community for others feeling alone in this. Thank you for being here. Take care of your soul and see you in the next video.